The candidates in the Afghan elections will have to wait a few weeks to find out if they've won a seat in parliament. We caught up with candidate and former Olympic sprinter Rabina Jalali as she was casting her vote. Things got a little lively, though, as she intervened in the case of this voter who was suspected of having a fake registration card. An election observer doing her job is asking her why she's nervous. Isn't the card hers? Rabina tells the room, of course she's nervous. She's not left her house for years, but now she's come out to vote. An election official then starts to accuse Rabina of illegal campaigning by bringing a coachload of supporters with her. She rebukes the suggestion, but she's still asked to leave. Go quietly, she didn't. On the other side of town, the scene was more sedate as political TV pundit Haroon Mir dipped his finger in the ink. He did express his concern, however, about reports of fake voting cards.
I've personally worked very hard during the past 3 months, and I know that a number of honest people in Afghanistan, they want to choose their own delegate in the parliament. But if these forged cards, which are a big number, if that will affect the outcome of the election, I think this is a big blow for us, Afghans, for the international community, for everybody.
We asked numerous election officials, but none that we spoke to had seen any fake cards. Officials claim they'll be easy to spot once voters get electronically processed.
This is a card which is real. All our observers can check it. This card is real, and the card which is fake, we can find it out because it has a different serial number. Those numbers do not match these numbers.
Undoubtedly, fraud has taken place, but we won't know for weeks just how much. The ink was an issue. We captured a few people trying to clean their fingers.
Those men that we were talking to just now said that they managed to get the ink off their finger using this liquid, which is described as toilet cleaner and drain opener. But it was only the men that went into a particular room inside that managed to get the ink off, which implies that there's a suspect batch of ink in there.
I caught a person who had cleaned his hand. I caught him here. I took him to the person in charge of the station. The observers were here and they saw it. It wasn't this guy here. Even if you rub off the ink, it will still remain under your nail.
As it turned out, it's unlikely there was any tampering with the ink. We later heard the problem was occurring because the pots weren't being shaken, which meant the silver nitrate, which stains the finger, was sinking to the bottom. Looking at turnout, it was reassuring to see many women show up in defiance of threats from the Taliban. It's our right, we should vote, that is why we have no fear. We are happy that peace will come to our country, security will be restored, we don't want to live with insecurity forever. Overall turnout is estimated to be at 30% compared to 40% last year. But some would argue that despite the threats to security in parts of the country, that's still a fairly high figure.
Let's not forget, this was in effect a mid-term election. Last year, people in this country were electing their president, and this is a presidential system of government. So this was, in those terms, basically a mid-term election. And to be candid, in my country, the United States, in many other countries throughout the alliance, about a 30-35% turnout is about what one expects.
Mel Preen in Kabul, Afghanistan, for the NATO channel.